Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to our conversation today with Gwen Stasio. I am so excited to have you here. Um, I recently have done some training with Gwen around money, and she is just brilliant. And I love hearing her speak. And she just brings so much light to the world of everything, especially money. So, so thank you for being with us here today, Gwen.
Yay.
So first of all, for those of you who don't know, maybe Gwen, if you want to just introduce yourself and let us know where you're at and all that stuff.
Yeah. So my name is Gwen and I am a money coach. Someone called me last week the hope dealer in finances. And I was like,
Ooh, I love that.
I like that.
It's kind of like a little badass, which is fun.
Badass. Yeah. I'm like, I'll take that. I can own that. So that's who I am.
Love it. That's awesome. So, Gwen, when it comes to self-love, I know that it's definitely my passion is to help women to gain that confidence and that relationship with themselves. But an area that I know I am still working on, which I think self-love is a journey, definitely, like it's something we're consistently building upon.
Oh, yeah.
But money is something that has never been something that I have really even wanted to invest my time in learning or getting better at. So that's why you're here. So tell me a little bit about how you have connected self-love to your money and how that has now helped you to kind of shift into helping other women with that.
Sure. And one of the biggest realizations that I had and that allowed me to completely shift my view and how I looked at money was that I constantly thought that if I make more money, then I will be able to create the life that I want. But the actual truth is reverse. When you create the life that you want, you will make more money.
Yeah.
And at first, for someone who's never explored that before, they will tell you that it's bullshit. They're like, no, that's not how this works. I'm like, yes, it is. So that was a huge realization for me. And as soon as I started to play with that, and again, just like you said, self-love is a journey, right? It took, trying and figuring out and playing and figuring out. And, but as soon as I could attach my life to my values and knew where I was going and knew what I wanted, then I was more aligned in my direction of my bank accounts and what money looks like for us and how we bring in money. So that was a huge transformation for me.
Yeah. I love how you connected to that, like it is a journey and we're all learning as we go. But even the piece of realizing that it is reversed, like you said, and that's such a societal thing that society pretty much embeds in our thinking that we have to make the money to have the life we have to make the money. And that's the only way we're going to be living the life that we align with or that we want. Right. And I've even in the short time that I have, been following you and working with you a little bit is the shift that's happened within myself. So I can't imagine where life is headed in that direction. Cause I'm so pumped about even the little pieces that I've been able to already instill in my values and my life right now. Right. So tell me a little bit about your history on if you're willing to share on what was life before you've had this shift in change with your money mindset kind of thing, right?
Yeah, sure. I've been on quite a journey for 7 years, and that's probably my self-love journey in 7 years.
Yeah.
What prompted that was that someone took something away from me, and in doing that, it was something that I thought could never be taken away from me. But in doing that, it allowed me to see I hadn't actually been focused on my own dreams. And I hadn't been creating a life for me. I was actually just getting up and going to work and creating a life for someone else, getting up and going to work and creating a life for someone else. It was just this constant repeat. So that was 7 years ago that happened for me. And it's been, and I'm not saying it takes 7 years to figure this out, but it's been a journey, and you kind of constantly up level all the time. Really what that's looked like is going inward and figuring out who I am, what I value. And that's in things like, you know, I know that I value and I need to exercise. Like you might not connect exercise to money, but if that's a value in your life, like you have to go do that thing in order for you to show up as the person that you can be, and then have the clear thoughts, and then be able to, you know, dive deeper on who you are. So all those things have been connected, and I've just been, it's a self-love journey. Like, what do I love?
Yeah.
What do I want as part of my life? Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. Like, and I think it speaks to like how self-love is so connected to so many different things or it's connected to everything. Like, and that's something that I don't think I probably connected to before was self-love and money. Like there was definitely a disconnect there, thinking that, you know, money just came to those who, you know, deserved it, or just, you know, fell into the rainbow of money. Like,
they picked the right job, or
right?
Like they got lucky.
Yes. Yeah. It never was connected to, you know, those feelings of worthiness and value, and how you show up for your money, or how your money shows up for you, is really so connected to your self-love for yourself. Right. So it's like mind blowing for me. I love, you know, switching that mindset. So yeah, totally. So if you were talking to someone who is just starting out, or you know, someone who had the total mindset, like I know I still have a little bit of it, I'm working on it, but like, right. But what would you tell, like, what are some first steps that you could share with us today? If you wanted to start to improve your finances or shift your money mindset, really, like, because I feel like improving, and even what I've learned from you so far, like improving your mindset is really all about just, you know, being more in charge of your money and letting your money work for you. Right. Like, and yeah, just letting go of the fear, I think is a big thing too. Like, cause I know for me personally, and I don't know if anyone watching feels like this, but money has always been so scary for me. And it's always been something, something that I've automatically thought that I am not good at. And so I've said that right away, of like, I suck at money and me don't get along. Like, it's that story that I've created for myself. And I'm now realizing that that's why it's been so potentially crappy for me, because I've chosen that, you know, that mindset. So what are some starter things that you could offer to anyone starting?
So two things. Like, I feel like I could talk about this for so long, but we're gonna be concise. Two things. Number one, it's the realization that you are already enough. So often we say, like, I'll be happy when I make this much money. I'll be happy when I have this house. I'll be happy when I have this car. And we like fill in this blank, and we tell our body and our mind and our soul, we can only be happy when that happens.
Yeah.
We like chase those things. And that's stressful. And so what I love helping people realize is like, hey, you already have everything you need inside, because our constant state, our body's state, what we know from the day that we're born is clarity. We're clear, we're born for a purpose, we have internal greatness. But what happens over time is that we listen to the world, we listen to the people and the teachers that are around us, to our parents, to our siblings, to all the things that like encompass our world, and we let them influence how we think. Yeah. It's not really your fault, because no one said, you know, this is how you figure out who you are. Like, we're just kind of like immersed into this world, and then we're like, okay, figure it out, you know? So one thing that I love helping people realize is like, you already have what you need. You have a desire to change your mindset about money. Clarity is in here. We just have to move some of the stuff away so that we can see. And what that looks like is, okay, let's look at like, what kind of beliefs you have about money, right? Like, I'm not smart enough. That was my belief. I'm not good at math. Another belief. Like, breaking those things down, looking where they came from, and then being okay with throwing them away, no matter who said them to us, no matter, if it was someone that we looked up to and they made us believe those things, they're not our own beliefs. So we get to create our own beliefs, and we get to say, like, I'm already happy.
Yeah.
I'm already happy. So, that's step number one. My other step is, I'll go more strategic on this step. You can't know where you're going until you know where you are. So if you can look at your finances, this is the biggest thing. People are like, I don't like to log into my bank account. I'm like, well, then how do you know what you have? I just trust and assume that there's enough money there. Well, cool. That's great. How's that working out for you? That's not really going to pay the bills all the time. So literally just looking at a month's time, if you can just go back and look at a month's time, I have people write this down, like, look at all your expenses, everything that went out of your bank account. What did you spend money on? Any cash that you spent, like, write it all down. And then look at what you're spending money on and see if there is joy in any of those places. See if you are feeling held back or stressed about what you're spending money on. And then you can start to evaluate, okay, well, I don't really like this, and so I'm going to change it. Or, I don't like spending, I don't know, maybe you finally figure out that you spend $800 a month on restaurants and you don't really value going out to eat that much, and you'd rather have money somewhere else where you value. Just starting to pivot and shift where you spend, where it brings you joy.
Yeah.
Looking at money differently.
Yeah. And I mentioned this in one of my calls that I was at recently, and I said your name in it. I'll have to find which one it was, but the whole, like, looking at money of more of like what brings you joy. And if it brings you joy, then that's where you choose to spend your money. And, before, I think I was always under the idea that, spending money was bad. And it didn't matter, especially if it was spending money on myself. Like if I bought myself a new clothes, or if I, invested in like let's say a retreat or something. Before, I would always have that mindset of, oh, I've spent this money. I shouldn't have, I'm bad. Like I'm never going to save money because I've spent this money. Yeah. And it's shifting that mindset to more of that mindset of joy. And I love that. And I've mentioned that to someone the other day, and it's such a cool perception of money that is the world needs more of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you start to break things down too, and you're like, okay, I think I used this example in class when we were talking, but with gas, right? And you're like, oh, well, that was an expense that didn't bring me joy. Well, how can we peel back the layers on that and be like, okay, well, where did the gas get you?
Yeah.
Like, what were you able to do because you were able to fill your car with gas?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of looking at things from a little bit of a different angle, and realizing the opportunity that you have to spend in areas that you truly enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. No, I love that. And yeah, I think it comes back to a sense of gratitude for being able to, fill your tank with gas, to be able to go to places, to either see people you love or do things you want to do. So even coming back to that sense, I think is so good too, to like just be grateful for the money that you're able to spend or save or whatever. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
for sure. Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah, absolutely.
Before this call, I was like, I'm going to pull a card, and it's literally the best card for this conversation ever. Can I share a couple of sentences from
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
We love cards in here. We do them all the time.
Bast, I think is how you say it. It's independent, right? So a couple of points from this. This is the like feline goddess. And the card talks about you are fiercely independent like a cat, but you're also affectionate and you're playful, and you enjoy companions. So that was like, oh my God, like, yes, you're an independent woman. Like you're a badass, but also don't forget that you enjoy that playfulness needs to come into your life, in your business, in your money, like in everywhere. Yeah. So I was like, think like a cat, like with your finances, just think like a cat.
I love that.
Own it. Yeah. So I was like, that was a perfect card.
No, like so many amazing things you're teaching people. And I've learned so much from you already. So, so where can people find you, Gwen, if they want to either learn more about money or learn more about you? Let us know what you're up to.
I like to hang out on Instagram. That's my platform of choice. So it is my full name, Guinevere.Stasio on Instagram. And throw me a message in the DM. I'll love to have a conversation with
Yeah.
you. And that's where I show a little bit of my fun and my humor and my playfulness, but also some of my strategies and how to's.
Yeah, that's awesome. We'll make sure to put that in the link after, or like we'll put it in the comments after.
Cool.
Let me quickly go on here and see before we pop out if anyone had any questions for Gwen. We will maybe take some time quickly to answer them. Find it here.
A little bit of my fun and my
There's our voices.
Yeah. I hate when that happens. I'm like, oh, shut it down.
I know. There's some people watching, but no questions. But if you guys do have questions, feel free to put them in the comments after, and we'll tag Gwen in them so she's able to come on and talk to us about that more. But thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for the work you're doing. I'm excited to work with you further in the future because I just love your energy and how you connect, like even connecting cards to money. Like, it's also beautiful.
Yeah, I love it.
So
I look forward to that too.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and be sure to say, hashtag replay if you watch this later, and just say hi. We'd love to say hi back to you. And that's all we had for today. So I hope you guys have the best day. Thanks, Gwen. Any last thoughts that you wanted to share with us before we go?
I will say one thing.
Yeah.
The results are not the magic. We are the magic. We are the result. We are the source of the results. Okay. So we get to fall in love with ourselves and then make those results happen. Magic.
I love that. Well, and that's actually brilliant for this group because all of my courses that I offer is called Find Your Magic. So I feel like it's very much aligned. So
perfect. I love it.
I love it. Awesome. All right, guys, we're going to pop out. Have the best day. We'll talk to you soon.
See you later.